Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of Willis Wit and Wisdom. My name is Eric Willis,
And I'm Bob Willis. I am the dad of that young man.
and I'm the son. So we're
Ah,
here to answer some questions and just talk about life, loss, well-being, and
mm,
part of that is you may notice I'm looking a little scruffy this morning. We're
yeah,
recording this in November, so No Shave November, Movember, bringing attention to men's health issues. And when I talk about well-being, this is just a reminder, guys. If you haven't had your annual physical yet, please call your doctor. Set that up. Don't be scared about going in once a year and having a physical done. Um,
hmm,
it can help catch some things that need to be caught, and also they have resources uh, to give you to for your well-being, not just physically but emotionally as well. So that's just a
yeah,
little reminder today to guys, get your annual physical done if you haven't done that yet.
yeah. That's great advice, Eric. In fact, I've always had the outlook that I can endure anything as long as I know it's temporary. So that visit to the doctor is temporary, but very important, and it can have some great outcome, give you a peace of mind that you're looking for and that you need. Good point.
Absolutely.
I've done that no shave too. I'm not known for growing hair, but
Yeah. Well, it's good,
I
right?
get up every day. Yeah, I just thank God I have eyebrows. Just
Exactly.
it'll work for me. Yeah,
Hold on to those as long as you can. So.
yeah, I'm going to.
Yeah, talking about peace of mind. We're heading into the holiday season, specifically Thanksgiving's just a week away from when we're
Hmm.
recording this. But um, there are people that aren't experiencing peace during the holidays, and it's
Right,
specifically related to loss in their life. So, Dad, can you
right.
give some folks some perspective and some help today?
I'll certainly try. There's the holidays we think in terms are hard. After a loss, we think of Thanksgiving and Christmas. But Mother's Day can be hard for a mom who's had a child to die too. And so Father's Day, all those other holidays. The most difficult day for a griever is a day that ends in Y. That's the hard day. We're right here on Thanksgiving. That's usually families gathering, although COVID may change that in a lot of situations this year, but we still have that yearning to be with family and to remember them. And if some of our family members have died, that emptiness is there. And what I encourage people to do is make an intentional effort to invite them into the holiday. Don't try to ignore it. Invite their presence. Have photographs of them sitting around, having maybe even a candle that you would have, and you would light that candle and spend a minute or so to think about them and to remember them intentionally. And there's something I suggest to people that starts at this time during the Thanksgiving season, but it can extend throughout Christmas and throughout the first of the year. Put up what I refer to as a memory tree. A memory tree. It doesn't have to be 8 foot tall. It can be the little 18-inch model that sits on the table. But it's a tree that you would use just to hang decorations that would remember your loved one and honor your loved one. You might recall on our tree, Eric, there's a lot of Elvis ornaments that represent your grandmother.
Yep.
There's cowboy boots and cowboy hats represent your grandfather hanging on that tree. Those are our memory portions that we put on a tree. That's inviting their presence in every holiday season. One other aspect of that memory tree is it'd be so helpful if a person could take some note cards and write little notes to your loved one that hang on that tree. What you would thank them for, some fond memories, things that feel good, what you would want them to know. If you could talk with them right now, write that down on a piece of paper and hang it on a tree.
Mm.
That's involving their presence into the holidays. The opposite of that is try to ignore it and wonder how you're going to endure the holidays and just get out of the covers and cover your head up and it's going to come along and thump you anyway. So let's take the initiative and say, hey, let's honor them.
Yeah.
They're part of our life. Let's honor them.
Yeah, that's an excellent idea. That memory tree with the ornaments and then the notes and writing that out. And you can actually punch hole the side of a card, tie a little ribbon to that, put it on the tree as well.
You
Um,
got it.
and one of the things that's really cool and with technology the way it is, if you've experienced a loss in this past year or whenever really, but if you've experienced a loss and you have access to Facebook, I'd encourage you to put a Facebook post out there saying the holiday is coming up and we've lost um, Mike this last year. And those of you who knew Mike, would you share a little story here on Facebook? We're going to print it out and we're going to hang it on a memory tree and allow
Great.
people in your life and your uh, Facebook friend who knew Mike to give and share stories and put that on your memory tree as well.
Yeah, that's a great point, Eric, because it gives other people a way to support us in our grief journey at a difficult time. We find out we are not alone. You know, I think that's a feeling a lot of people get during the holidays, especially now we're not able to get out and socialize much. We feel alone, feel sheltered. So reach out to that social media or contact some family members and say, hey, I was just thinking about Mike, and can you tell me a funny story? Can you tell me a memory? What comes to mind? And absorb that, because that's a reminder that we lose people physically, but emotionally and spiritually, we never lose people. So during the holidays, let's invite that presence in. I think we'll be enriched by that time and holidays. We really do.
Yeah. And then traditions also. The person that you lost probably participated in traditions in the holidays. Don't give up traditions because someone's no longer at the table.
Right.
How do you invite, or how do you keep traditions going when a loved one's no longer there to enjoy those with you?
hmm And it's hard to do, but it's easily done if you have a mindset that we want to overcome this. Instead of an empty chair at the table at Thanksgiving, take that chair and move it out of the way. In fact, I encourage people to put the high chair there, put the youngest grandchild or great grandchild in that place. And suddenly that end of the table, the empty chair, didn't have a heaviness to it, but it lit up the room. Just by making one little change of, moving a chair. It's possible to do that because traditions can change. A lot of people associate food and get together with family, and you might even decide, hey, this year we're going to do it different. I know your granddad, Frank, always said, once Christmas is over or Thanksgiving, he says, all right, next year we're going to McDonald's.
Right.
Well, why not go to McDonald's? It's okay. Change that tradition.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And also process as you're thinking through being proactive and intentional with moving that chair out of the way and not having an empty chair. There may be some emotion. There will be emotion with that. There may even be some guilt or some things that you're struggling with. And so be mindful of what story you're telling yourself about that empty chair.
Yep.
Um, so
Yeah.
some of those feelings that are associated with it are going to be normal, but be mindful uh, and pull back and see a larger perspective of
hmm
uh, it's not an empty chair. There's life going on that can be celebrated because of your loved one. So,
Right. Yeah, and I think one of the things, if this is the first Thanksgiving without your loved one, it can be very difficult for everyone in the family. So a very easy way to gather your feelings together is to open it up and say, hey, I really miss Mike. Why don't, why don't we all use one word to describe him? Can you come up with one word? And we're not talking about stories, we're talking about one word. And
yeah,
there'll be things like ornery and funny and that kind of stuff, whatever that word is, but it gives people a way to kind of let down some good. I'm not the only one feeling this way.
yeah. And acknowledging is important. So,
hmm hmm
um, all right, Dad, any last words of encouragement for folks as they head into Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I met a lady years ago in a group whose husband died, and she says, Bob, I would like to go to sleep the night before Thanksgiving and wake up the 2nd of January. Just go right on over the holidays. Well, what she was saying, I would just like to place that in a way out of my life, but we can't do that. So let's take the initiative, make some decisions. You can check with family if you want to, but this year with COVID is a little different. Like Eric was saying, perhaps through social media, you reach out that way, and just the realization that you're not alone, and we're here. We're here too. You know, you can still reach out to us during the holiday season. You can
Yes.
reach me at rwillis14@cox.net, rwillis14@cox.net, or each morning at about 7 o'clock, I put something out on Facebook that's called Morning Moment. And follow me on Facebook. It'll be all right. Just look up Bob Willis. It'll be this face, but you can find me there.
Yeah. And there's another famous Bob Willis who's a cricket player. That is not you.
Yeah, that's not me. I recognize the sound of crickets, but I don't play it.
Yeah, yeah, that's a different Bob Willis. So,
Yeah.
and you can reach out to me and find me at reclaimleadership.org, the nonprofit ministry I founded, and there's contact information there as well, reclaimleadership.org. All right, folks, we love you. Thanks for joining in and engaging us. Feel free to subscribe to this channel and also share it with your friends, your family who need this little infusion of a reminder of hope for this holiday season. You're not alone, and we look forward to engaging you again on the next episode of Willis Wit and Wisdom. Thanks for joining us.
All right.
Love you, Dad. We'll see you.
Love you. Hey.